You're tired, a weariness that sleep can't fix. It's a soul-deep exhaustion, a fog that makes it hard to think or feel. You move through life on autopilot, hiding your struggle behind a practiced smile. The weight of being strong for everyone is crushing, and you're running on empty. You've whispered prayers for relief, but the silence is deafening. At the crossroads of exhaustion, you wonder how to keep going. We're told to always be strong, to never show weakness, so we pretend, hiding our exhaustion behind a mask. The act isolates us, building walls and leaving us feeling like frauds. Faith feels distant, prayer becomes a chore, and guilt creeps in. But your exhaustion isn't failure. It's proof you've carried too much for too long. When you finally admit you can't do it all, that's when grace finds you. Letting go of the act is where healing begins. The alarm sounds and the day feels like another battle. You wake up tired, weighed down by responsibilities and worries. Every task feels monumental, patience wears thin, and joy slips away. You carry invisible burdens, work, family, finances, always on high alert. The exhaustion is relentless, draining you day by day. You wonder how much longer you can keep carrying it all. You've mastered the art of looking fine, wearing a smile as armor. No one sees the exhaustion behind your eyes or the silent struggle within. You keep performing, afraid to burden others with your pain. The isolation grows and you suffer in silence, believing you must be strong. At day's end, the mask comes off and the weight crashes down. Alone in the quiet, the tears finally fall. The pain feels too heavy to carry for one more day. Exhaustion builds a wall between you and God, a slow, quiet fade. Prayers feel empty, faith feels distant, and shame creeps in. You wonder if God is disappointed, if He's far away. The energy to seek Him is gone. Spiritual numbness sets in. You feel alone in a gray space, disconnected from hope. The silence from heaven is deafening, reinforcing the lie that you're on your own. It's a lonely place, longing for connection and relief. Elijah was a prophet with unbreakable faith, standing alone against a nation that had turned to idols. On Mount Carmel, he challenged 450 prophets of Baal to prove who the true God was. Elijah soaked his altar with water, making the miracle undeniable. Then fire fell from heaven, consuming everything. The people cried out, "The Lord, He is God." Elijah's faith was proven true. We often look at moments of great spiritual victory as fuel for the journey ahead. We imagine that an experience like Mount Carmel would leave a person energized for life, filled with an unshakable confidence that would carry them through any future trial. We think that after seeing God move in such a powerful way, a person would be immune to fear, doubt, or exhaustion. Surely after calling down fire from the sky and turning the hearts of a nation back to God, Elijah must have felt invincible. We expect the story to continue with him leading a great revival, filled with boundless energy and a renewed sense of purpose. That is what we expect, but that is not what happened. The truth is, spiritual highs can be incredibly draining. The intense focus, the emotional energy, the spiritual warfare, it all takes a massive toll. Think of the adrenaline that must have been pumping through Elijah's veins as he stood against hundreds of his enemies. Think of the immense concentration it took to hold on to his faith while everything and everyone was against him. That kind of spiritual exertion is exhausting. It can leave you feeling spent, hollowed out, and completely depleted. It is like running a marathon. You may cross the finish line in victory, but you do so with nothing left in the tank. You are utterly and completely empty. This is a truth that we often overlook in our own lives. We celebrate the big wins, the successful projects, the ministry breakthroughs, the answered prayers, and we should, but we often fail to recognize the cost of these victories. We pour ourselves out, our time, our emotions, our spiritual energy to achieve these things. And when it's over, when the applause fades and the crowd goes home, we are left alone with the quiet emptiness. The very thing that brought us a sense of purpose and accomplishment can also be the thing that leads us directly into a season of burnout. The victory doesn't prevent the crash. Sometimes it causes it. Elijah was not a superhero. He was a human being. The Bible says he was a man just like us. He had the same physical, emotional, and spiritual limits that we do. The incredible display of power on Mount Carmel did not make him less human. It simply asked more of his humanity than he could sustain. He had given everything he had on that mountain. He had poured out every last drop of his strength, his courage, and his faith. And as he stood there in the afterglow of his greatest triumph, he was more vulnerable than he had ever been. He was completely and utterly spent, standing on the edge of a dangerous collapse. News of Elijah's victory spread quickly, but Queen Jezebel was unmoved. Her response was pure rage. She sent a chilling threat to Elijah, vowing to end his life by the next day. Elijah, drained from victory, was overwhelmed. The whisper of a threat became a roaring lion, and so the great prophet ran, fear overtaking faith, his victory forgotten. Elijah ran into the wilderness, leaving everything behind. Burnout isolated him, convincing him no one could understand. He collapsed under a broom tree, strength gone, praying not for victory but for an end. "I have had enough, Lord," he whispered, a prayer born of pure despair. In that darkness, even the faithful can feel their life has lost all meaning. When Elijah was exhausted and broken, God didn't lecture or rebuke him. He simply let him rest. God's first gift was permission to stop, to be still, and to sleep. Sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is honor your limits and rest. Our loving Father knows our frame. He invites us to simply rest. Elijah slept deeply, cared for by God. An angel touched him gently, offering comfort in his isolation. When Elijah awoke, bread and water were waiting, simple nourishment for his weary body. The angel said, "Get up and eat, for the journey is too much for you." God met Elijah in his exhaustion, providing strength and grace for the journey ahead. Strengthened by supernatural food, Elijah traveled 40 days and nights, not in panic, but on a steady, purposeful pilgrimage. God led him to Horeb, the mountain of God, a place of divine encounter and quiet communion. The 40 days were a time of healing, a slow detox from fear and pressure. Elijah needed to meet God in the stillness, to be restored and reminded of his gentle care. We often think faith means constant action, serving, striving, never stopping. But Elijah's story shows us something different. When he was exhausted, God's first act was to let him rest. Rest isn't weakness or laziness. It's a holy act of surrender, trusting God to hold the world while we pause. Sometimes the most faithful thing we can do is simply rest and let God care for us. We often see spiritual strength as bold confrontation, like David facing Goliath or Elijah on Mount Carmel. But true strength isn't just about fighting. Sometimes it's found in quiet surrender. The strongest thing you can do is admit you're weak and ask for help. In our weakness, His strength is made perfect. Real spiritual strength is found in surrender and relying on God's grace. In our fast-paced world, stillness almost feels like a sin. We're bombarded with messages to do more, be more, achieve more. But God's care for Elijah is a divine permission slip to be still, a gentle rejection of the world's frantic pace. After all the noise and chaos, God spoke in a gentle whisper, a still, small voice. If you're exhausted, hear this. It's okay to be still. You have permission to rest and simply listen. To the one who feels invisible, yes, you are seen. Right now, wherever you are not invisible. God sees the tears you cry when no one is watching, the silent battles you fight within. His eyes are on you. You are not forgotten. You are seen, and you are loved. For so long, you've carried the weight of your own struggles and those you love, believing you must be strong. But you don't have to carry it all. Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who are weary, and I will give you rest." Let go. Hand your burdens to Him. You were created to walk freely and lightly with your Father. Church, we often feel pressure to always be joyful and strong, but sometimes we're not okay, and that's okay. God isn't shocked by your brokenness or tears. He is near to the brokenhearted and collects every tear. Jesus understands pain and grief. You don't have to pretend or perform. Let go of guilt and shame. It's okay to not be okay. He is making all things new. If you're weary and exhausted, here's a gentle invitation. Slow down. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. Pause the relentless motion of your life, even for a moment. Trust God with your rest, your schedule, your overwhelm. His strength is made perfect in your surrender, not your hustle. Accept His invitation to rest. Come home to His grace. The journey out of exhaustion is not a quick sprint. It is a slow walk, hand in hand with the God of all comfort. Just as He led Elijah for 40 days, He will lead you one step at a time. He will not rush you. He will not push you. He will gently guide you toward healing, providing the bread and water you need for each day. There will be moments when you feel the old anxieties creeping back in, when the weight feels heavy again. In those moments, remember the broom tree. Remember that God's first response is not condemnation, but compassionate care. Lean into His grace. Remind yourself that it is okay to be in process. The hope we have is not that our circumstances will magically disappear, but that we do not have to face them alone. The promise is not a life free from struggle, but a life where God's presence is our constant companion through every struggle. He is with you when you are lying awake at night, your mind racing. He is with you in the morning when the dread sets in. He is with you in the moments you feel invisible and overwhelmed. He is the gentle whisper in the midst of the storm, the still small voice that calms your frantic heart and reminds you that you are held. You do not have to keep going alone. You do not have to pretend to be strong for one more day. You can let the facade crumble, and you will find that His loving arms are there to catch you. He is not disappointed in your weariness. He sees it as an opportunity to reveal His deep, tender love for you in a way you have never experienced before. Your exhaustion is not the end of your story. It is the place where a new chapter can begin, a chapter written with grace, filled with rest and marked by a quiet, resilient hope that is anchored in Him. So let this be the truth that settles over your weary soul tonight. You don't have to figure it all out. You don't have to find the strength to keep going. You only need to fall back into the arms of the one who has been carrying you all along. He will give you rest. He will restore your soul. He will be your strength when you have none. You don't have to keep going alone. God is with you, even here. He is with you, especially here. And remember, even in your silent exhaustion, grace still speaks.